Welcome to Pause for Peace with me, Pastor Jule, and happy June 28th, 2026. We release this podcast to you on the fifth Sunday after Pentecost. And in the Christian household, those who are actually following what's called the lectionary, where we have a set kind of schedule of readings all throughout the year, we are looking at the Gospel of Matthew. And in the 10th chapter of the Gospel of Matthew, which has been in our liturgical calendar for these last couple weeks, we are hearing the stories of Jesus calling his first apostles, his disciples. He names them and he says, all right, I am sending you all out. And I'm going to give you some instructions. And if you were paying attention a few weeks ago in some of the earlier sermons of the month, you were hearing that these instructions were not easy instructions. And for June 28th, we actually are hearing this charge from Jesus to the ones that have apprenticed with him, who have been learning his teaching so that they can go out and be a part of these teachings as well. He is actually instructing them to welcome. It's all about being in this position of honoring another as you come into communion with them, as you come into contact with another. I have to tell you that when I first moved to Nashville, Tennessee, the first time I moved to Nashville, Tennessee, way back in the early 90s, it was a huge cultural shock for me. We don't often notice the ways that we welcome until we actually experience welcome in another setting. And in the South, there is this tradition of having incredibly hospitable welcome. You know, in ancient cultures and in Jesus' day, there was a sense that you were to welcome others with simple acts like washing somebody's feet when they come from the dusty road of the desert into your home. Help them, honor them, give a little bath to their precious feet that have carried them into your presence. Jesus is actually instructing in Matthew 10 to welcome others that. He is saying that person that offers a cup of cold water to another, it is this incredible gift they are giving of welcome. In fact, he will go on in this particular canonical gospel to say that when you welcome another, you're actually welcoming me. It's you're honoring the presence of the divine in another, and you are, in a sense, welcoming me in your welcome to another. In the cultural experiences I've had of welcome, like I said, in the South, it was this huge cultural shock. And this way that I learned about welcome, there's a couple of steps that are pretty typical, at least in deep Southern culture, of how we welcome. Not only is there this sense of generosity in our welcome, think about when you go into somebody else's home, or when you are welcoming somebody else into your own home, especially here in mid-Tennessee, there's a way that you are to be receiving people. There's a way that you are truly embracing them and saying, yes, I'm glad you are here, when you're inviting somebody else into your home. There is a way that you offer something to them. And, part of what I experienced here in the early 90s is you were often offered some sweet tea here in the South. At least this sense of gratitude that you are in my presence. And maybe if it's not sweet tea, it might be a glass of water. Or depending on time of day, it might be welcoming somebody in with a glass of wine and being able to linger and have a space with one another where you can be in this casual connection of great companionship and joy. I've experienced welcome in different places in the world, and I have to tell you, before I actually moved to Nashville, I experienced welcome in a culture in the middle of nowhere in Pakistan. And I was like sweaty and hot and everything else because we were there in the summer season, which was incredibly hot and dry. And we were being welcomed and honored with like the putting over our like neck these beautiful garlands of jasmine that as you're like itchy and sweaty and sticky and full of desert, sand. It's just like, one more thing to add that just like brings heat to my neck. But there was this beautiful aroma that came forth from this jasmine like lei that was put around our neck, this necklace that was made, and we were honored with this, and this other like confetti kind of thing that was put around us. And this was like a way to truly honor that you had come into their presence. It also was very practical, as many of our acts of welcoming are, because as you're sweating out in the desert on your way to get to this place in the middle of nowhere, as we were, like the jasmine actually brought this fresh, beautiful scent that would cover our own stench and the stench we could smell of others in this hot, hot heat of Pakistan. There are practical aspects of welcoming others, like welcoming somebody by washing their feet when they have been on a journey to reach you is a practical thing. Like your own home will not have mud tracked in or dirt tracked in because you are washing their feet. There's a practicalness of like offering somebody something to drink. It literally is helping their body to be sustained and for the conversation to be able to flow. It's just this beautiful way that welcome can be incredibly practical and also is typically very culturally bound. I've always been curious about some of the symbols I have learned in my like years here in the South. Symbols that may be changing because like Nashville and Middle Tennessee is changing so dramatically. And yet there still is this sense of the sign of a pineapple is being a sign of great hospitality. In fact, I have a welcome sign in the form of a pineapple on my own home. I feel this is like this great way to let people know, like, you are welcome here. Like, yes, you are welcome here. In the Christian household, there has been this understanding of like a door painted red is a sign, a symbol out there that welcome, like you are all welcomed into this sanctuary. This red door is a place you can walk through and experience great hospitality. There's secret kind of symbolism that goes forth into the world around that. So seeing a red door, especially a red door on a church, is a sign to others that all are welcome here. All will find sanctuary here. All will be safe here. There are traditions as well that like magnolia trees are planted in front of a home where people would be welcomed. There were ways through like the Underground Railroad, there would be these signs and symbols where those who were seeking to leave enslavement in the South would find true sanctuary and honor in such a home. Like, because there are these secret symbols that get passed on that show hospitality, that show welcome of all here. So as we are in this, like the waning days of June, how is it possible? Let's get ourselves quiet for a little bit around this whole theme and idea of welcome. So I invite you to get your feet flat on the earth somewhere. If you're in the northern hemisphere, hopefully you're experiencing that buzz of all the energy, everything alive in summer. Let's take a deep breath from our belly. Slowly release it. Let's take one more deep breath from our belly. Slowly release. drop into the space of your heart, the energy of true welcome, full self-acceptance there in the energy of the heart space, right there emanating from the center of the chest. And truly, truly do allow yourself to be bathed in this energy of true welcome in the space of your heart. This portal that allows you to accept all aspects of yourself when we're honest, when we're centered, when we're free, when we're intentional. We can bathe every aspect of ourself with unconditional love and welcome all aspects of ourself as if we are inviting every aspect of ourself to take a seat around this beautiful round table where eternally all have a spot, so that we might actually invite each one of those energies, every aspect of ourselves, to let us know our purpose. Why are you here as a part of me? How can you come into alignment so that you might truly be an aspect of myself that serves me in the direction we are to be? Hopefully we are seeing, imagining, casting this circle in which every aspect of ourselves is welcome through the space of our heart, so that we can take another deep breath here and release. Dropping a little deeper into the space of our heart, that we might be able to connect inwardly with the divine in us, welcoming how the divine shows up in us. Today, offering this question: how, reveal to me, God within, how I can welcome. Please reveal to me how I truly can welcome. And if we're in a space where we're really struggling to welcome aspects of ourselves, we can stay right there. How can I truly welcome aspects of myself, Holy One? Show me, show me, show me. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Reveal to me how I can truly welcome aspects of myself. And if we are in a place in our lives where welcoming all aspects of ourselves is not as challenging as it might be for some of us, we can go a step further, inwardly asking in the space of our heart for the divine within to reveal to us how we can welcome others. Listen, watch, notice what the divine within, what God reveals to you within, as you ask, how can I welcome others? Let's take one more deep breath. And as we release, we do so offering immense gratitude inwardly. A great big thank you for what has been revealed here, even if it's been hard to receive. Whatever has been revealed, we offer inwardly an incredible amount of gratitude. So entirely grateful for what has been revealed around how we can welcome others. Or, if we were still in that space, how we can truly welcome every aspect of ourselves. When we're ready, let's take another deep breath. Release. Begin to wake up our fingers and toes, wiggling them a little bit. If we've closed our eyes or have held a soft gaze, we can open our eyes, come back to this present moment, feeling like truly grounded right here in the now. And finding a way to incorporate into our daily life what we have received of how we can welcome, whether it's truly welcoming all aspects of ourselves, or if it's how we can welcome others. In fact, this can be a practice that we commit to, however it's been revealed to us. Everything that we do all week, we can seek to practice this way of welcome. We might even want to make it like a month of practicing welcome in this way, or a whole season of summer practicing welcome in this way that has been revealed. Welcoming of every aspect of self, or welcoming others, as a way to like truly honor what has been revealed to us, and also as a way to seek to embody a little bit more this path of love that Jesus embodies in his life, in his death, and in his risen life, that we might more and more each day be a people who embody this incredible gift of welcome. Have fun welcoming others all throughout the week. Have fun playing with these energies of yourself that need to be welcomed, sometimes we need to like wrestle with them, like really talk to them and be like, why are you here? What is your purpose? We can take that to a therapist or trusted friend if we need to, or a journal, like so that we truly can bring into alignment all aspects of ourselves and truly can be these people who are all about hospitable welcome everywhere we go, all throughout the week. Have a blessed one, and I look forward to seeing you next time on Pause for Peace.